Okay, this is the very last lab for week 1. Yes, I know. We're going to make sure that we don't run out of time. So this is the Applied Lab 6. This is covering basically everything that we've done so far. So a lot of these you're going to see that, oh, well, I just did these. So it's kind of nice. In this activity, you will play the role of penetration tester. You will begin by investigating the network as if you were unfamiliar with it. You will use various tools to acquire and document the layout. You will then specifically investigate a web server. Next, you'll run a credentialed scan against that web server by using OpenVAS. Finally, you'll participate in a test security features as related to malware that installs a remote backdoor. You will close the backdoor at the end of the exercise. So we're going to Kali first. So we're going to discover the network. Use the available tools to display information about local machines and the network. So we got 2 Linux machines, Kali and LX1. Both of those have root as the username and password as the password. And then there are 2 Windows machines, DC1 and MS1, where 515 \administrator is the username and password there is the password. So use any or all of the tools from the following list to discover the IP addresses for the virtual machines listed below. While I'm looking here, we can use ipconfig for the 2 Windows machines, and we can use ifconfig or IP address for the 2 Linux machines. So since we're here in Kali, let's do Kali first. And it's root so we just need to go to the terminal over here and just type in IP address. Boom. There it is. inet 10.1.0.192. Since I've already typed this in before, it's already there. 10.1.0.92. And mine showed up as a selection because I've already done this lab and it remembers. So the LX1, the CentOS Linux. Let's go over there to that one. CentOS and the password, I'm just going to go use that one. No, not going to. Doesn't like it. Capital P A $$ at W0RD. There it is coming up. There it is. Okay, so with this one, you just right click, open terminal. Most Linux distros, you can do that. Not all of them, but most of them do. And since this one is a Linux distro, I can just do IPADDR again. And here it is. inet 10.1.0.10. Okay, since I did this one before, it remembers 10.1.0.10. Now we're going to go to DC1. It's the Windows Server 2016. Okay, we have to do Control-Alt-Delete, password, enter. For this one, you have to go to ipconfig. All right. So let's come on down here to Windows PowerShell, right-click PowerShell to run as administrator. Yes. Scroll back up so we can see our command line, and it's just ipconfig. Boom, there's our address. 10.1.0.1. 10.1.0.1. Okay, I'll go to the MS1. Control-Alt-Delete. Password. I'll do another ipconfig by going to here, scroll down, PowerShell, right click, run as administrator, yes indeedy, scroll up, ipconfig 10.1.0.2. Go. 10.1.0.2. There we have it. So on the Kali virtual machine, run an Nmap scan to display the VM's own open ports. We can use the following chart where we can do the -A. But what is the IP address for Kali? 10.1.0.192. Okay, so 10.1.0.192. Go back to Kali. Okay. Let's clear this. You clear in Linux and it's going to take you back up to the top. So what we're going to do is see how it has it here, but it's 10.1.0.192 because we're doing the Kali machine. So Nmap with the option of the capital A, and what are we mapping? 10.1.0.192 because it's the Kali. Give it a second. Display the VM's own open ports. Just 22, just secure shell. That's all we got. Just scroll on down. What port is open on Kali? So we see that one is 22 TCP. 22 TCP. Score. What operating system is running on this one? Oh, on 10.254. All right, so now we got to do this one. And we show you a little secret here. We learned in Linux. I'm going to press the up arrow key. Boom, and that's the last one that I just did. But instead of typing nmap -A 10.1.0.254, I'm just going to backwards, backspace, backspace to 254, enter. Give that a second. There it is. What is it doing? Which one is it? OS and service, blah, blah, blah. Oh, OS. Linux 3.2. Which one? It's Linux. And since we're here, it's asking what ports are open on the 10.1.254 device. Well, we've got 22 TCP is open for secure shell, and 53 TCP is open TCP wrapped. Another one. So 22 and 53. 22 and 53. But next. So now we're going to gather information on the web server. You've discovered a web server on the network by using Nmap. You need to gather more information about the server to understand its possible vulnerabilities. So we are in Kali already. So we're going to use NSLOOKUP to display the fully qualified domain name for the server at 10.1.0.2. So this is telling us everything that we need. We're going to use the ns lookup command for the server at 10.1.0.2. Okay, so ns lookup space 10.1.0.2. Enter. There's the name. The fully qualified domain name is ms1.corp.515support.com. Because I've already typed this in, I don't have to type it in again. You guys will have to type these in. I don't have to. Now we're going to run the following command to connect to the 10.1.0.2 HTTP server by using the curl command. So already, yes, curl dash little s dash capital I 10.1.0.2. Enter. All right, so what do we got here? Okay, content type, last modified, e-tag, server is the Microsoft IIS 10.0. And look at that. What web server service and version is used on the 10.1.0.2 virtual machine? Well, there it is. IIS 10. Next. Configure the web server for authentication. You decide to recommend authentication to access the web server. To test security, you configure basic authentication on the IIS server. Next, you will intercept network traffic to verify the level of security. The 515 support written security policy states that any web authentication must not expose names and passwords to packet sniffing attacks. So they got to be encrypted. Let's go to MS1. And we're in, so we don't have to worry about it. We don't need PowerShell anymore. So we're going to launch the Internet Information Service Manager. Let me do this real quick. There we go. Is it in here? It's in here. Tools. Okay, Internet Information Services Manager. It's in this Server Manager application, or just like anything else, you can come down here and just type in IIS Manager. Boom. There we go. All right. We're going to use the authentication applet in the default website home pane to disable anonymous authentication and enable. So we come over here. All right. Sites. Default website. Now that we have that selected, we can go over here. This is configure authentication settings. So we click on that or double click on it. And now we can change it. Disable anonymous authentication. We click on that, and then over here is disabled, and it's gone. And we're going to enable basic authentication. Basic authentication, enable. Enable. Ignore this alert. Then we're going to close the IIS Manager. Close. See ya. Switch to Kali. We are all signed in. We've got terminal. We're going over here. Now we're going to do a TCP dump. let me clear this here. And we're going to run TCP dump. We're going to be very verbose. Our destination is DST 10.1.0.2 and the service port. Okay, and port www space, and then we are going to write that to a file called auth.txt. Okay, so we're going to start sniffing, and then the results are going to go to a file called auth.txt. Enter. Okay, so it's waiting. Now the last time I did this, it wouldn't let me. I didn't get prompted. Let's see. I'm going to cross my fingers here and see if we can get prompted. Go to http http //10.1.0.2. That's 5. Okay, this time it did. Yay! Last time it didn't. Okay, so it's 515 support. Okay, // excuse me, PNT ESTER. Okay, just want to make sure. There we go. So pen tester, pen tester, 515 support pen tester, and the password is password backwards, DR0W $A capital P. Okay. Let's try it again. 515 support PENTESTER. Okay. D. I see. There it is. DR0 W $, A capital P. Oh, these credentials are not valid, and you will be prompted to authenticate. The information gathered to the attempt will help a pen tester determine what authentication is used for the site. All right, so now we're going to go back to the terminal, which is up here. Back to the terminal. Over here, so now we can stop it. Say we're done. Control C. 22 packets captured, 22 packets received, 0 packets dropped by the kernel, which is the Linux OS distro. Now we cannot read these in command line. It's all mumbo jumbo. So we're going to have to launch Wireshark. So you go down. You go down and open Wireshark. And then we're going to open, file open, scroll down, auth.txt, open. Look at this, all this neat stuff. All right. Examine the HTTP GET messages. So here's the first one. GET. Right, and then at think it's under transmission control, flags, options, sec. What was it under? Hypertext. Full RN. Internet protocol. No, maybe I need a different get. Let's try this one. Authentication. Where are you at, authentication? Flags, checksum. Timestamps. Oh, their authorization. There we go. There's your credentials. All right, credentials 515 credentials 515 support /pentester : and there's the password because it was not encrypted. And it looks like this one, doesn't it? Right there. Credentials 5. Oh, it's that one. Okay. Does basic authentication provide the level of security required by the security policy? Absolutely not. Got to use HTTPS. So now we're going to close Wireshark and Firefox. Bye, Wireshark. Bye, Firefox. Come on, bye-bye. Oh, let's cancel that. Now do it. Next. Now we're going to run OpenVOS Scanner. We're going to use Greenbone again. We're still in Kali. Okay. Go back to our terminal. We've got one open already. So we're going to, in the terminal window, OpenVOS-start, enter. Okay, here we go. That didn't take long. It took about a minute. So now we need to scroll down and advanced and accept the risk and continue. Because Firefox browser automatically launched to the OpenVOS service. So we're going to log in with username admin. And password is capital P A $W0RD. Okay. Now from the configuration menu, we're going to select credentials and create a credentialed scan. So here, yeah, this is where if you receive the error message stating internal error, could not authenticate to manager daemon, just retry the step again. Let's see. So configuration credentials. And a little blue star to create a new one. All right, so what is this new credential going to be named? Well, it looks like we want to name it 515 support. And we want to allow insecure use. Yeah, and username is 515 support / admin. See, I gotta do it fast. Administrator. And the password is $$W0RD and create. Again, it says, do as I say, not as I do. Never use the domain admin credentials. You would create a new one dedicated for vulnerability scanning. So now we're going to configure a scan target. Now that we've created a credential, now we need to, what are we going to scan? Targets. Again with the blue star, because we have 0 right now, so let's create a new one. And we're going to name it 515 support web server. 515 support web server. And we do want it to be manual, but the IP address is 10.1.0.2. 10.1.0.2. The host, right? Credentials from the SMB list. It's going to be our 515 support, because that's who we created there. Anything else? Nope, nope, nope. And create. Boom. Boom. Now we're going to configure a scan task. So scans menu. Over here. Tasks. That's a nice little welcome dialog box. It can go away. So now we're going to select a new task. Go. And name it. "515 support web scan." And scan target is the 515 support web server. Yep. And we're going to do a full and fast. Full and fast. See if we can choose a different scanner. Yeah, we got this one. Full and fast. Scroll down and create. You will run the scan manually to ensure that it works as expected. All right, so under name down at the bottom, here's the name of the task. Click on that. And now select the green arrow for start. Boom. Because we want to be able to see it. Yeah, you got to wait a little bit, but we want to watch it because we got to wait for a little while. So we're going to come up here and change this to refresh every 30 seconds so we can watch it do its thing. And finally, go to scans and reports. And here we park until we get a few results in high, medium, and low. So we're just going to kind of hang out here until we get high, medium, and low. And once we do, then we can click over here and actually look at the report. So let's take a little break and wait. Okay, well, it looks like this time it refreshed and it went all this way here. Internal error occurred, could not authenticate. So I'm going to go back to scans, go back to reports, changed it to not refresh too. So scans, reports, see what we got. Okay, well here at least I've got high, medium, and low. So pretty cool. All right, so that we've got that. Now we can go in the date column at the bottom of the reports page. Select the task with today's date to view the results. Boom. There we got lots of things. We got high. Remember the CVVS. Yeah, yeah, it has the numbers here. So high and low. From the small triangle report here, so you pull this one down. You can see the CVEs, what they are. Click on them. Get more information about what they are. So scans, reports. Back here to this one. And then it wants us to look at the hosts. (10.1.0.2) from the small triangle, okay? Report hosts display the discovered hosts and the related vulnerability information. Yeah, quite a bit there. In the pull-down menu at the upper left of the page, selects HTML. And then select the green download filtered report button. That guy right there. And we want to save it. Okay. And it does save to the downloads folder. Now we're going to close this guy here, the green bone. Close it. Boink. And Firefox is closed. So open the home directory for the user and then double click the downloads directory. Now in Linux it's a little bit different. Well, here's the home directory here. And downloads. And there it is. Double click the HTML file to view the report. That's this guy right here. Making it open. Let's see. I right-clicked on it. Open with Firefox. There we go. Here's the summary. Document reports on the results of an automatic security scan. It gives you all the information. Da-da-da. Okay, confirm that it exists. Looking right at it. Yay! Now we're going to close Firefox and close everything. Let's close everything. Now next, install malware. In the first part of this activity, you will run a setup program that has unintended consequences. Disable antivirus protection to illustrate the risks of not using software that scans for malware. The goal is to demonstrate the importance of recommended security configurations. And this is almost identical to the lab that we did yesterday. Okay, here's the password. We're going to open up PowerShell. Down. PowerShell, right click, run as administrator, yes. Up. So we're going to set dash capital M lowercase p or F for rats. And disable real-time monitoring, true. $, true. Enter. Okay, so we see our command line comes back, means it worked. Now we're going to close PowerShell. So now we're going to select the CD, right? Down at the bottom, it says, what do you want to do with this? And we're going to run the setup exe. Yes. In this case, ignore the error message if you're running it, and it did. Just so you see the simple hash and the simple salter. And then we're going to open the task manager by right-clicking down there. Task manager. Just like before, we see NCAT. There it is. In the open process. So you believe the malware has been installed on the web server, perhaps by an administrator being fooled into running a setup program without investigating its source. You will search for and establish connectivity. You'll also exploit the vulnerable server. So now we're in MS1, so we're going to go to Kali. And we're already logged in. We're going to run nmap to port scan 10102, discover whether port 4450 is open. Using the chart. We can do specified port number. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's do nmap or 10.1.0.2. Oh, don't have my numbers lock on. 10.1.0.2. And then we're going to look for the port 4450. Go. There it is. It gave you all the information that you needed. Here. Run nmap port scan to discover whether port 4450 is open. And it gives us here specified port numbers. So it is just nmap and the MS1 server IP address. This -P saying port scan of 4450. And what have we found? Port 4450 TCP is open. Service is called camp. Camp. In the other lab, it was what? Service port. This one's called camp. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to switch to DC1. Okay, we need to do Control-Alt-Delete, password. Now we're here. We want to connect to the backdoor on MS1, and we'll use a terminal emulation client called PuTTY. The terminal emulation. Because you know what we're doing, right? It's Kali. But here we're in Windows. So that's why you have the emulation client, PuTTY, so that Windows can talk to Linux and back and forth. Get rid of these guys here. So PuTTY, I said, was in lab files. Here, PuTTY. Open that guy. All right, so the name is 10.1.0.2. Oh, number locks again. 10.1.0.2. .1.0.2. The port is 4450, and it's raw. Now, here I did it before, and it wouldn't let me do this without doing a save session. So let me just do the MS1 save and open. Because when I did it without the MS1 save and open, I got just a black command line interface. No command line at all, just a black interface. Okay. In case you're wondering, but I did do this. So run the following command to create the user account. So it's net user space /add malpasswd. Make sure I got that right. Net user add mal password. Enter. Command completed successfully. Now we're going to add the mal user account to the local administrators group. And again, see what's happening here. This person was able to get in and just created a user like that. And now they're going to put this user in the administrators group. So they will have elevated permissions and privileges. So net local group administrators mal add. Command completed successfully. So these two commands have given you administrative access on the remote server, and you have successfully elevated your privileges. See how that can be complicated. Now use the connection to delete the confidential text file from the C Labs folder on MS1. Okay. So navigate to the command line. That's going to just CD, and then I want LABFILES. Okay. And then I want to DEL okay, so del confidential.txt. Boom. Alright, and then exit. And it's done. Next. Now we're going to go back to MS1. In Task Manager, we're going to end that by just right click and task. Bye-bye. Now we're going to go to Program Files. We're going to go to that program file again. So we're just going to come over here. Click on there. Yeah, I would like to do that, yes. Thank you. Enter. Alright, so we're going to delete that INI VBS file. Delete. Bye-bye. And then we're going to go to Windows Defender Firewall. Just come over here. We don't need this anymore. Okay. And I'm just going to write Firewall. Windows Firewall with Advanced Security. Disable the service port inbound rule. Get back up here. Inbound rule. Service port. Right click. Disable. Yeah. This NCAT Trojan is trivially easy to block and remove, but most malware is more sophisticated. Yes, we did that. And we confirmed that we deleted that. We did delete that file. And we went into Task Manager and we ended the NCAT. Yay. All right. So, which of the following answers best describes how Nmap helped to discover the web server? An Nmap port scan revealed that the web service is IIS 10. Nmap port scan revealed web traffic between MS1 and DC1. An Nmap port scan revealed ports 80 and 443 standard web ports. Discovering the web server, standard web ports. An Nmap port scan revealed that the site homepage is on. It's this guy right here. Which of the following answers best describes why basic authentication was a poor choice for the website? Basic authentication encrypts the name and password? No. Basic authentication requires HTTPS, which is difficult for users to remember? No. Basic authentication passes the name and passwords in plain text so that you can read them and they're not in gobbledygook? Yes. Basic authentication is only compatible with Windows Web now. Right. Oh, two more. Which of the following answers best describes the purpose of the curl command? Curl identified the web client software Firefox. Curl identified the open ports. Curl identified the web server as IIS 10. Curl intercepted the name and password information. I don't remember which one it did. Let's go back. Let's find curl. Oh, here we go. Okay, what web server? Yeah, so there it goes. Yeah, curl helped us identify IIS 10. Last one. Which of the following answers best describes how Nmap helped to discover the malware that had been installed? Nmap identified a non-standard port number 4450. Yeah, it did that. Nmap identified the secure shell network traffic? No. Nmap scanned the MS1 server for malware? No. Nmap identified the illegitimate network traffic? No. It did. It found that non-standard port number of 4450. Task complete. Now we can submit. Are you sure? Yes. All right, and we are good.